Hello everyone. So this is GS Mains Paper 2, October 2017, Part 2. We have done till 4 topics. So this is the 5th topic and this is India-EU Summit and the BTIA conundrum. What is BTIA? That is broad-based trade and investment agreement. See, I will tell you, sometimes I stammer. Why do I stammer? Because sometimes I want to say a lot of things in minimum amount of time, right? Because we have a lot of topics and I want to cover them as, in as small amount of time as possible. So that's why it's not like I used to, I'm continuously stammering since childhood like Hrithik Roshan, right? Okay, again, enough of the cheap jokes, let's start. So India-EU Summit and the BTIA conundrum, it is under topic 15 to 19 IR. Now, people can tell me that there are only 4 topics from 15 to 18, right? I will tell you what are those 4 topics. So the 15 topic is India and its neighborhood, right? Relations. 16 topic is bilateral, regional and global groupings and agreements involving India and or affecting India's interests. 16th is effect of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest. Now after that there is Indian diaspora. So I have separated that particular topic, right? So that's why I have got one more topic, right? Even then 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, it should be 15 to 18, but since I have separated Indian diaspora, so that's why it is topic 15 to 19. You can put it any way you want to, right? It's totally up to you, right? But again, those are all international relations. I have clubbed them under a single entity instead of seeing which is a neighboring country and which is all. So this is an international relation, right? Now what has happened? This 14th India-EU Summit has taken place in Delhi. Okay, now let's talk about it. So India-European Union Trade Pact, the broad-based trade and investment agreement. Remember this very clearly. This FTA, this BTIA, it is still in the talking phase. It has not yet been signed. And in prelims, generally, they do talk about India has signed FTA with this, that, this. So India has not signed BTIA with EU. The talks are still going on. And this is what we are reading. Why? Because India wants a share in services. They are not ready to give us that services section. So all these things are happening. So India-European Union Trade Pact, the broad-based trade and investment agreement, have not progressed much during 14th India-EU Summit, which was held in New Delhi on October 6. We don't need to remember the date. Just remember 14th India-EU Summit has happened in Delhi. Now, EU is India's largest trade partner, and like India, it is wary of China's political and economic dominance. Now, EU is concerned about China flooding global markets with inexpensive steel, and its response to China's BRI has been lukewarm. Now, what is BRI? Belt and Road Initiative. Now, we do know in China's construction sector has witnessed a slowdown. So that's why what they are trying to do, they try to dump steel. So again, EU is also a market for them, just like India. Now, with around 100 billion pounds in bilateral goods and services trade last year, right? India and EU have a lot to gain from a trade deal. So it's in our benefit. It's in both of our benefits that we do a trade deal. Now again, we have to resolve whatever issues we are facing right now, right? Regarding services from our side, goods from their side. So that is the whole thing. Now let's talk about again rule-bound civil services, strictly hierarchical and rule-bound civil services. This is topic 14, role of civil services. Generally on topic 14, role of civil services, what I have witnessed in my limited time of reading into another papers is that very few articles come on this particular topic. So whenever such article comes, make a treasure of it, means preserve it as nicely as you can, because this will help you in writing great answers, right? So again, let's talk about this topic. So after independence, we continued to adopt civil service system inherited from British, just like British dominions, Canada and Australia, and colonies such as Malaya and Kenya. So just like Malaya, Kenya, Canada and Australia, we have inherited our civil services system from British. But the British civil service system has undergone change and ours is yet the same, still the same. Right. Now, IAS has continued to be a deeply hierarchical and rule-bound rather than being driven by domain knowledge. Now, Labasna's goal of creating, Labasna right now, what is Labasna? Lal Bahadur Shastri National, Labasna is Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of, let's see what is the last A stands for, do tell me about it. So Labasna's goal of creating all-knowing, intelligent generalist. So right now, Labasna, what they are doing? They are creating intelligent generalists. I'm still thinking about that last day. Whatever it is. Okay, now UK, what has happened? See, I have told you that UK civil services system has undergone some changes, right? Now UK has went ahead even as early as 1950s to radically restructure its civil service. Now Fulton, now they have changed their civil services, but we have not. That's what you have to keep in mind. Fine. Now Fulton Commission shifted focus from a system based only on seniority and experience to one which gave pride a place to domain knowledge. So that that has happened, right? So they have a Fulton Commission which has recommended some changes, and they have implemented that changes, and now from hierarchical and rule bound structure they have gone to domain knowledge, right? In this respect, India need to do the same for IAS, and it can take some lessons from Defence Services Staff College, that is DSSC of Indian Army, right? So from there India can take some knowledge or gain some knowledge, because in DSSC, that is Defence Services Staff College, which is imparting knowledge to all the three services, Army, Navy and Army, Navy and Air Force. So they are focusing more on domain knowledge, and the same need to be done in Labasana, and same need to be done in different areas of UPSC, right? That is the whole thing. We need to focus. So the overall gist of this particular topic is we need to focus more on domain knowledge as compared to hierarchical and rule-bound structure. Fine. Now let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is Indian judges' unique selection procedure. This will lie under topic 6, judiciary. Now what is happening? Indian judges wield power like no others. Now what truly sets apart Indian higher judiciary is the enviable freedom to select its very own, right? Through that cozy cable a click that we call the collegium, right? So they are selecting their own, and there is no participation from legislature or executive, and judiciary is selecting judiciary, right? So accountability is somewhat missing. And second ARC was also saying the same. When I have made videos for second ARC, so in second ARC what they have said, second ARC was saying that there are very few countries, or they don't even know such countries, where the whole judiciary mechanism is appointed by judiciary only, right? So India is one of those unique countries where judiciary appointing itself, right? So that's what second ARC was saying. To begin with, the collegium needs to make public its methodology for measuring merit. So that means they have to tell us, they have to keep it in public forum, right? That how they are measuring merit, how they are selecting a particular person, right? With great power comes great responsibility as well as accountability. Now here, Justice P.N. Bhagwati, there was one recent article where he has made some statement about this collegium system. What he has said, he has described the whole system, appointment process, as a sacred ritual whose mystery is confined only to a handful of high priests, right? A sacred ritual whose mystery is confined only to a handful of high priests. Fine. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Again, there were some one-liners. I've clubbed them all together. Look East and Act East. What is the difference between them? So Look East, again, right now, just remember, Look East started in 1992, right? P.V. Narasimha Rao at that point of time, after LPG reforms, Look East policy. Act East policy has started in 2014. So these 2 years are important. Act East is much more proactive as compared to Look East, and here we are focusing more on Indian Ocean Rim Summit and all those things. Right now we are focusing more on BeamStack. Again, there is a trilateral highway which is being, which we are trying to make, or which we are planning to make. Similarly, what has happened? Trilateral highway is there, and BCIM corridor is there. So all these things is an example of Act East policy, where we are much more proactive, right? Fine. Again, the next topic, which was one-liner only, Nobel Peace Prize 2017. So it has been given to International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, that is ICAN. Now, it highlights the urgent need to outlaw nuclear weapons, long-term health implications, right? So the thing is, why they have given to ICAN, right? Because they want this Nobel Committee, they want to highlight the urgent need to outlaw nuclear weapons, and there are long-term health implications for local populations from underground nuclear detonations. And the thing is, there are long-term health implications for local populations from underground nuclear detonations, and this is a growing concern. And the example for this is Marshall Islands. Marshall Island is a great example for this whole thing. They have they have filed a case, they lost that case. All these things are going on, but still this the outlawing of nuclear weapon is the urgent need of the hour. That's what you can say, right? Fine. Okay, now the last topic for today is infant mortality and poor maternal health relation. Okay, now the thing is this can be kept in topic 12 and 13, which is issues related to health and poverty. Okay, now the thing is high infant mortality has been linked to poor maternal health and intergenerational poverty in families. So if a mother is, if his health is not up to the mark, then there's a very high probability that a child born will be, will be very, weak, and he has a probability of infant mortality increase is a probability in that scenario. So if your mother is strong, the child will be strong, and vice versa. So that is the whole thing, right? Now India has historically India has historically had one of the highest infant mortality rates in world, and according to WHO, that is World Health Organization, India's per capita spending on health is lagging behind that of sub-Saharan Africa. Now the thing is, which is very important, is what is sub-Saharan Africa? Sometimes when I used to study about sub-Saharan Africa, or what do you say, sub-Saharan Africa or Sahel, I used to get confused. So sub-Saharan Africa are all those African countries which are fully or partially located south of Sahara, right? Now Labasna, we are talking about Labasna, na? So Labasna's full form is Lal Bahadur Shastri National Cabinet Administration. That administration has gone for a toss in that thing. So that's why I was like thinking again and again. Sorry for that. It happens when you get stuck in something, now your mind is there only, right? So that's what happened with me also. Fine. Remember one thing here. India's per capita spending on health lags that of sub-Saharan Africa. And we know about sub-Saharan Africa that most of the countries there are poor. So see, India's per capita spending on health, that what's data, what this whole data is saying? That this whole data is saying that we're more concerned about defense, we are more concerned about other areas, but we are not paying proper attention to health or education also. Right, so that is the whole thing. That is a sorry state, right? Now remember, in sub-Saharan Africa, generally all of the African countries will be there, apart from Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and Western Sahara. So apart from those northern countries, all other countries are there in sub-Saharan Africa, even if they have partially Sahara, right? Because the definition is all African countries fully or partially located south of Sahara. Now the thing is, when we are talking about this infant mortality and poor maternal health, so there is interstate as well as intrastate variation in our country. Example, Kerala has a very good, means they have done very nice in controlling infant mortality and maternal mortality also. But in Kerala, there is a district which is called Kasaragod district. Kasaragod, Kasargod, Kasaragod district, where the ratio is not that good. So there is interstate as well as intrastate variation. Now there is one thing which has been repeated again and again by media, by print and electronic media. Even if you read or listen to AIR, you must have said that the best way to control infant mortality is exclusive breastfeeding the child in the first 6 months. If exclusive breastfeeding is done in the first 6 months, that goes a long way in preventing or reducing the number of infant mortality. So that is an important thing to do. Fine. So this was all about part 2. Fine. And in the next part, I think 2 more parts will be there, and then GS paper 2 will be done. Thank you.